Now that November heat wave, man, you felt that this weekend. It is continuing as we start our work week. As record-breaking temperatures continue, we'll have meteorologist Michaela Smith break down those temperatures that we saw this past weekend and a look at your weekend recap. Now, Michaela, I really enjoyed this nice weekend. I hope that a lot of other people got to enjoy the nice weather as well. We attempted to take Christmas card photos this weekend, but we felt really silly out there in our sweaters dressing like Christmas. And it was like 75 degrees. It didn't feel like November at all.
No, it didn't feel like November at all. You know, it's nice because if you want to do things outside, it's patio weather. You can grill out, you can watch games. I know here in Oklahoma, you know, we had big games this weekend.
Yes.
A lot of people were outside, you know, talking about how they got to watch it outside. They were on their patio, you know, had their TVs outside. So great weather for that. But then if you're like trying to be in the holiday mood, you know, Thanksgiving is literally next week and we're talking about like 80s. And that's not usually what you want. Maybe people do. I don't know. I like sweater weather when it's Thanksgiving, and then especially I was telling you earlier, going into December, I need it cold so I can watch my Christmas movies.
Yes.
And I'm like in the cool mindset.
Hot
chocolate. It's just not there yet.
We put up our Christmas lights this weekend, and we were grateful to do that in the nice weather. But now I'm ready to enjoy the lights with cooler weather. So I'm going to go ahead and give this over to you. Tell us what temperatures we saw this weekend.
Yes, it was definitely a very hot weekend. So you can see some of these temperatures that smashed records here. I'm going to go back to one previous slide to show you some of these record temperatures. Again, this is what Taylor was just talking about a second ago with these storm reports that we had over the weekend. So a lot of rain activity on the West Coast. Besides that, everyone was pretty dry and just toasty. Here's some of these record-breaking temperatures though. Minneapolis, Twin Cities, on Friday hit 72 degrees. Doesn't seem very warm. For them, that's some of the latest temperatures they've had in the 70s in November. They usually don't talk about 70s in November at this point. So 72 set a record high in the Twin Cities. Grand Island, Nebraska hit 85 degrees on Friday. That's another pretty hot area. You can also see down here in Oklahoma City, this is on Saturday, hit a high of 85 degrees. Tulsa was 87 on Saturday. Wichita Falls, 92 degrees. You were talking about 90s in November. This is feeling more like late summer. Then again, next week is literally Thanksgiving and we're talking about 90-degree temperatures. You can also see on Saturday, Dallas hit 89, so not quite those 90s, but still very toasty outside. And then on Sunday, we had more record-breaking temperatures. Austin was 87 degrees. Houston was 86 degrees. Brownsville, you were 91 as well on Sunday. So things got very toasty over the weekend. And it's really going to continue to stay pretty warm over the next several days. So you can see these record temperatures kind of all across the central U.S. We had temperatures breaking records from Minneapolis all the way through the Central Plains. There were other locations too that broke records. I just kind of pulled some of them to show you. And then there were a lot of places that tied records. Lubbock, Texas was at 90 degrees on Friday, so that was a tie record for them. Wichita and Kansas, they tied a record too. So it was pretty hot. So showing you just some of these records throughout the weekend. Again, on Friday, Oklahoma City hit 82. Then they were even warmer on Saturday. Wichita Falls was 92 on Saturday. Dallas was 89 on Saturday. And then Austin and Brownsville broke those records on Sunday. And I want to show you what kind of difference that is compared to average. That means on Friday when Oklahoma City broke their record, they were 13 degrees warmer. Saturday, you can see in Dallas and in Wichita Falls, 17 degrees warmer in Wichita Falls, and they were in the 90s. And then you can see Austin and Brownsville about 10 to 12 degrees warmer than average. And that's going to continue today as well. You can see this warm up that we're talking about. This is your Monday. Areas that are highlighted more here in red, that's talking about that 10 to maybe 20 degree temperature departure from normal. So here again, Oklahoma City, Wichita Falls, Dallas, a lot of areas potentially could see some record-breaking temperatures for this afternoon. Then that starts to shift a little bit too as you go further into your Tuesday and your Wednesday and things like that. So we're talking about, Taylor, record-breaking temperatures possible today, tomorrow, Wednesday, even Thursday. Areas like Florida, you know, they stay pretty warm kind of throughout the year, but I saw some things about like upper 80s, maybe 90s.
Holy moly. Talk about a weather whiplash, you know, because they saw those temperatures in the 50s and 60s, and that's not normal for them, maybe even colder for some of them, where they had some of those freeze watches. Just about a week or two ago, they were talking about falling iguanas, which is something that we see whenever it gets too cold. Those iguanas go into kind of a sort of short hibernation.
Yeah.
And now they're back into the warm temperatures.
In the Twin
70s and
Cities
80s
too. I
and-
mean, like Monday last week, literally a week ago, we were talking about the snow for like
Yeah.
Chicago area. They had really cold temperatures too. It was in like the 20s and teens. And then by Friday, they were like, oh, 70s, which again, it doesn't seem like bad to a lot of people, but like up there, that's hot.
That's very warm for them. So what we're saying is obviously no snow out there right now. However, we do have a chance for severe weather. So we'll get into that. We'll
Yeah,
talk about
I'll let you break that
different
down.
chances for severe